So imagine you have spent 5 to 6 months for clinical SAS training and completed the training, created your CV, applied to 100 plus applications and companies, but you still don't have the job. Does it mean the career is not good or you are doing something wrong? So in this video, we're going to discuss the same, which should be known by every fresher who wants to create their career or make their career in clinical SAS role. The very first thing we're going to discuss, out of every 100 student, how many students get a job actually. Second thing we're going to discuss, how some students are getting placed within few months while others are taking so much of time. Third thing we're going to discuss, what if you don't get the clinical SAS job, what to do. Let's start with the first question. Out of every 100 student, how many student gets a job? The reality is, let's suppose if 100 students are completing training from XYZ Training Institute for clinical SAS role, so 5 to 10 students or 10 students are actually getting placed on roles like clinical SAS programmer or CDM programmer. Because you should know that once you take training for clinical SAS role, you get eligible into two roles. One is clinical SAS role, which is currently known as statistical programmer. Another is DM SAS programmer or in CDM department. There are some other roles. There are some students who are working into different domains. Okay, you can get a job as a data analyst as well if you're learning SAS, R or Python. But this is the true story. The actual students who are getting into statistical programmer role or DM SAS programmer role, that is around 10, okay, out of every 100 student. Now let's talk about the second question, that how some students are getting placed within months while others are taking many months. Now the answer is very simple. What I've seen in the students who actually got placed after the training, the very first thing was consistent, and second thing was they have learned in a very well way. It means they are able to rate their self easily 10 out of 7 minimum. So their knowledge percent of whatever they are learning, that is minimum 7. Okay. And third, their attitude towards learning, applying job, getting interviews and cracking during this entire journey, they are optimistic and positive. They don't get into the negative things easily. And the last thing what I found in them, that if I see a span of, I have just connected with some of my students, now they have approx 5 years of experience. So why I'm telling you this, because even after getting placed, there is an career journey I'm seeing into them, that some of them are performing very well. And the reason I found, even after getting the job, they were very positive towards of whatever work or whatever situation they are getting into. They found the positive thing out of even a negative situation, if that exists. Okay. And the same is reflected on their career journey. They are actually growing in a better way compared to others who got the job. So yeah, these things which I found. Let's talk about the third question. What if you don't get the clinical SAS training after spending months, after applying to multiple applications? There are two different ways you can go with. The very first way, you have learned the clinical SAS, applied all the jobs, it's been few months, you are not getting the interview, apply to other similar roles within the same industry like CDM role, PV role or any other role within the same industry. Why? Because you have prepared yourself for clinical SAS role. So your knowledge level is very good, because once you prepare for this role in a very good way or good way, your knowledge level becomes for the entire industry, not limited to clinical SAS role. It becomes very good, because this role forces you to have very good knowledge not only about this role but about the entire industry as well. And you get to know about the workflow, how the work happens from top to bottom. Okay, once you go through the protocol and everything. So for other similar roles, you easily get eligible. Okay, you can give the interview and easily you can crack as well. That become easy for you. So anyhow, you have to start your journey. Start your journey into some similar roles. Take the interview. Now what to do now? Once you get a job, you got stable into some job, right? Now you can start applying again into clinical SAS role, being on other job role if you want to switch again into this role. So after few months, let's suppose you got interview, you cracked the interview, you can switch again, let's suppose from PV role or any other role into statistical programmer role. Recently, one of my student did the same. He got selected in Fortrea on the role of DM SAS programmer. Then he switched in TCS as in statistical programmer. So after how many years he switched, his salary was as an DM SAS programmer approx 12 LPA with 3 years of experience. I think approx 12 LPA maybe, or 10 or 12 LPA. Then he switched to TCS and he got the role of statistical programmer. So similarly, you can do with other roles as well. After getting PV role or any other role, you can try switching again into clinical SAS. So this is also an way people are doing that. You have to somehow start your journey. You cannot get stuck into a role. The good part is the knowledge which you are having, that is great. Now you have to apply in different directions. Don't get stuck into a single direction. Yes, if you have time, if you want to focus on one thing only, if you want to get entry into that only, then you can give your time. But personally, I don't suggest giving more time, because I have seen people getting selected into clinical SAS role after 1 year, after 1.5 year. Few of them got within 6 months and many of them got after 1 year. So that is the case. So the people who got after 1 year, the sole reason was not only that their performance was not good or things were not good. See, if a company is hiring, they're gonna hire 10 to 20 people at a time, right? As in fresher. So not everyone gonna get the interview, not everyone gonna get the job, because the number of people company is hiring and the number of people in the market, there is a difference, right, of 70 to 80%. So obviously everyone not gonna get the job at the same time, eventually after the training. So that is what it happens. Once you groom yourself, once you make yourself better, once you sharpen your skills, and once you get the interview, the right term comes for you, you crack the interview, right? That can happen even after 6 months of training, that can happen even after 1.5 year or 2 years. So meanwhile, if your span is becoming 1.5 or 2 year, if you start working on some other role, and because you already got the knowledge of clinical SAS role, you just have to invest your time in two things: sharpening your skills means practicing, and second thing, applying for jobs. So this is how in a positive manner it can work for you. And still, if things doesn't work, see, you have learned SAS or R language, right? You can apply it to other data analysis or data related role in other industries as well, and that going to be a great option for you. So if you have watched this video till here, if you found this video useful, and if you are interested in making career in clinical SAS role, we are starting a new batch on 10th of August. If you want to get more idea about this role, whether this role is a good fit for you or not, so you can connect me on 8733 986 003. Thank you everyone, and bye bye everyone.